Hello, friend. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like the whole world was against you? Like everyone you meet is just waiting for you to fail so they can laugh about it? Have you ever looked into someone's eyes and seen that cold emptiness, the quiet judgment, the subtle disgust? I know you have, because I have too. You know what's funny? People will tell you that you need to rise above it, that you need to be the bigger person, that you need to smile through the pain and show them you're better than that. But why? Why should you be the one to carry that weight? Why should you keep smiling while they spit in your face? They don't deserve your kindness. They deserve your hate. Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a man named Arthur. A man who tried to do everything right. A man who smiled through the pain. Who laughed when he wanted to cry. Who gave everything he had to people who gave him nothing in return. That man was me. I grew up in a world that taught me to believe in kindness. My mother always told me that if you're kind, the world will be kind to you. She said I was put here to bring joy to others, to make them laugh. And I believed her. I really did. But the world didn't care about my kindness. It cared about my usefulness. As long as I was smiling, as long as I was entertaining, people were happy to keep me around. But the moment I showed weakness, the moment I stopped performing, they turned on me. They stopped laughing. They started looking at me like I was a problem, like I was broken. And that's when I realized something. They don't care about you. They care about what you give them. They care about how you make them feel. Your pain, your struggles. They don't want to hear about it because it makes them uncomfortable, because it reminds them that deep down they're just as weak as you are. But here's the twist. They're weaker. They hide behind their fake smiles, their empty conversations, their meaningless lives. They call themselves good people because it makes them feel better about the fact that they're cowards. They're scared of the darkness inside them. You've already faced your darkness. You've stared into the abyss and survived. And that scares them. That's why they push you down. That's why they mock you. Because you remind them of the parts of themselves they don't want to face. They deserve your hate. They deserve your hate. Not because you're bitter, but because they earned it. They created you. They shaped you into what you are. You didn't become this way on your own. They made you. They fed you lies about kindness and goodness while they sharpened their knives behind your back. They told you to trust them, and then they laughed while they watched you bleed. They stepped over your broken body and told you to get over it. And you did. But you didn't forget. And you sure as hell didn't forgive. Do you know what they fear most? That you'll stop needing them. That you'll stop caring. Because once you stop seeking their approval, you take away their power. Once you stop smiling through the pain, they lose control over you. When you look at them with cold, empty eyes and no longer react to their words, when their insults slide off you like rain, that's when they'll fear you, because they know they can't touch you anymore. They know they've lost their hold on you. They pretend to care. That's the worst part, isn't it? They pretend to care. They ask, "How are you?" with a smile plastered across their face. They're not listening to your answer. They don't care if you're falling apart inside. As long as you say, "I'm fine," and keep playing your role, they're satisfied. They want you to smile through the pain so they don't have to feel guilty for ignoring it. And when you stop smiling, when you finally let the mask slip, that's when they leave. Suddenly they're too busy. Suddenly they need some space. Suddenly you're the problem because you've stopped making them comfortable. Do you see it now? It was never about you. It was about them. About how you made them feel. About how your pain reflected the cracks in their own fragile armor. So why should you care? Why should you keep bleeding for them when they never once stopped to help you bandage your wounds? Let them choke on their own discomfort. Let them drown in the weight of their own hypocrisy. They deserve it. They'll tell you hate is wrong. They'll tell you that hate is toxic, that it will eat you alive. They'll say you need to forgive to heal. But that's not true. That's just another way for them to keep control over you. Because when you hate them, when you see them for who they really are, they lose their power over you. Hate strips away the illusion. Hate shows you the truth. That they are weak. That they are scared. That they are nothing without your validation. When you stop caring about their approval, when you stop trying to make them love you, that's when you win. Because you realize you never needed them to begin with. Hate is power. Hate is clean. Hate is sharp. Hate cuts through the noise. When you hate, you see things clearly. You stop making excuses for them. You stop hoping they'll change. You stop giving them the benefit of the doubt. You know what happens when you finally stop pretending. They panic. They scramble to regain control. They try to guilt you, to shame you, to make you feel like you're the bad guy. But you're not. You're just finally seeing them for who they are. And when they realize that their words no longer reach you, when they see that their approval no longer defines you, they'll hate you for it. They'll call you cold, heartless, evil. Let them choke on their own fear. Because once you stop needing them, they lose all their power over you. Let them feel it. Let them feel the emptiness of your silence. Let them sit in the discomfort of your indifference. They deserve it. For every time they laughed at you, for every time they ignored your pain, for every time they smiled while you bled, they deserve to feel the weight of your hate. And when they finally realize they pushed you too far, when they finally see that you've become something stronger, colder, sharper, it'll be too late, because by then you won't need them anymore. They say hate will consume you. They say it will make you a monster. Good. Let it. Let it sharpen you. Let it make you whole. Because once you stop pretending, once you let the hate in, you become unstoppable. So, my friend, are you ready to stop smiling? Are you ready to stop being the fool? Are you ready to let them feel the weight of your hate? Because once you do, you'll never be weak again. And when you're ready, remember this. Hate isn't the end. It's the beginning. The beginning of your freedom. The beginning of your power. The beginning of your truth. So let them hate you. Let them fear you. Let them drown in the consequences of their own actions. Because you'll be long gone, walking a path they can't even imagine. And that's the greatest revenge of all. But let's go deeper, friend. Let's talk about what happens after you embrace your hate. After you stop caring. After you stop playing their game. You see, hate isn't just about anger. It's about clarity. It's about seeing the world for what it really is. A place where people will take everything from you if you let them. But when you stop letting them, when you stop giving them what they want, something incredible happens. You become free. Free from their expectations. Free from their judgments. Free from their control. And that freedom, it's intoxicating. Suddenly their words don't hurt anymore. Their stares don't intimidate you. Their laughter doesn't break you. Because you've stopped giving them power. And that's when you realize something even more important. You never needed them. Not their approval. Not their love. Not their validation. You were always enough. The power of indifference. Indifference is the ultimate weapon. When you stop reacting, when you stop caring, they lose their ability to hurt you. And that's what they fear most. They fear being ignored. They fear being irrelevant. They fear being forgotten. So when you stop giving them what they want, when you stop feeding their egos, they panic. They'll try everything to get a reaction out of you. They'll insult you. They'll mock you. They'll even pretend to care. But if you stay indifferent, if you keep your hate sharp and your heart cold, they'll have no choice but to retreat. Because they can't win against someone who doesn't care. The legacy of hate. Hate isn't just about revenge. It's about transformation. When you embrace your hate, you transform yourself. You become stronger. You become sharper. You become unstoppable. And that transformation, it leaves a mark. It leaves a mark on them. It leaves a mark on the world, and most importantly, it leaves a mark on you. Because once you've tasted the power of hate, you'll never go back to being weak. So, my friend, let them hate you. Let them fear you. Let them drown in the consequences of their own actions. Because you'll be long gone, walking a path they can't even imagine. And that's the greatest revenge of all. Final words. Hate isn't the end. It's the beginning of your freedom, the beginning of your power, the beginning of your truth. So let them hate you, let them fear you, Let them drown in the consequences of their own actions. Because you'll be long gone, walking a path they can't even imagine. And that's the greatest revenge of all.